Hello guys, and welcome to another video of Tech and Pics. And before we get into this lens review of a Sigma lens, do not forget to click on the subscribe button below and to click on that little tiny bell so you receive an automatic notification every time I upload another video. Depending whether it's review or whatever, it doesn't matter. Now guys, let us just get into it. I am so excited, and I think you can hear it in my voice. I have been waiting for this lens for so long, ever since they announced this lens months ago. I have been waiting for this lens so much that I've actually been waiting for myself to make this video so that I can watch it with much anticipation. That's how much I've been anticipating this lens. Whatever I said makes no sense, but let's just jump right into it. Guys, we are reviewing today the Sigma 16mm 1.4 for the Sony E-mount, and guys, I swear to God, I am so excited about this lens because this lens not only meets all the expectations I had for the Sigma 30mm 1.4, but it actually surpasses them. Everything, with one tiny little negative point, but we will get into that. So what can I say about this lens? Well, let us first break down the different subjects that will be tackled in this video. Size and comparison, image quality, the color, autofocusing / manual focusing, so how well does it do with both, astrophotography, video quality, can you use this lens for vlogging, and the one little thing that I actually hated about this lens, but it's not really that big of a drawback. And lastly, the conclusions. Now, I don't want to keep you guys waiting anymore. Let's jump into the parts. Size and comparison. Well, it's safe to say that this lens is huge. It is much bigger than the Sigma 30mm 1.4, as you can see, and so much bigger than the 16mm Sony pancake lens or even the kit lens of the Sony A6000. And also regarding the weight, it is no slouch either. It is coming in at a hefty 450 grams. It's not a light lens, but it does make up for it in terms of quality. The build quality is also really good. As usual, high quality plastics, metal camera mount, and all glass. There is a lot of glass in this lens, and Sigma has also claimed that this design is dust proof and splash proof, so your typical weather sealing, and it is because there is I can see the rubber ring right behind the mount. I don't know if there's probably rings on the inside right below the focus ring, and it feels like an overall rugged lens. It is really fantastic. It feels exactly the same, like the same build quality as the 30mm 1.4, but it's like bigger. It's like the bigger brother of the Sigma 30mm 1.4. Regarding the image quality, oh my god, that's all I'm gonna say. If I was blown away by the image quality of the Sigma 30mm 1.4, which is by far the sharpest lens I have ever tested on the Sony A6000, what about this one? Well, I'm just gonna use one word: fantastic. I have never seen such image quality on a lens for an APS-C sensor before in my life. I really do think that it's safe to say that this lens is even sharper than the Sigma 30mm 1.4, which I would really love to see DxOMark review this one, the 16mm. Honestly, I'd say this lens is even sharper edge to edge than my all-time favorite lens, the Samyang 12mm f2, and that's really putting the Samyang lens on a high up on a pedestal. I also have noticed no purple fringing wide open and no chromatic aberrations, which is really difficult to see on a lens with this price range. But Sigma have actually said that the quality of this lens is comparable to their art line. Regarding low light, I'm going to put the low light in the category of image quality, because the image quality in low light is actually really good. It is fantastic in low light. It really does a great job at bringing in a lot of light with that big glass at 1.4, and it really is a beast at 1.4, and it's really sharp as a nail. I did notice some tiny slight focus hunting in lower light situations, but this is with all the lenses. It is unavoidable. I've actually even seen this on full frame cameras, so no lens is safe from hunting in low light situations, but this lens does a really good job, and you can see it. Now regarding the colors, well, I'm going to keep it short. You get your typical Sigma colors, which are a bit on the colder side, but really nothing that can't be modified or fixed in post-production. Now regarding the autofocus, for those of you who actually saw my review of the Sigma 30mm 1.4, you will remember that I mentioned that the autofocus was not really up to par as the native Sony lenses. This is also very common with third-party lenses, whether it's Tamron, Sigma, the Samyang, Rockinon, whatever. It seems that it has changed this time, and we can clearly see that the autofocus on the 16mm is really super snappy and really fast, as it uses Sony's fast hybrid autofocus that the Sony A6000 has. And I'm only saying about the Sony A6000 because that is the camera that this lens is being tested on, and I'm pretty sure the focusing is even better on the A6300 and the A6500. It is easily as fast as the native lenses, and there seems to be no missed focus shots like the Sigma 30mm 1.4 had. Regarding the manual focus, I have great news. The manual focus is super smooth and it is super responsive, not like the 30mm 1.4 that actually had difficulties with the manual focus. It is safe to say that the 16mm 1.4 has an amazing manual focus. This is really fantastic news. Now regarding astrophotography, well, if you want the best experience on your Sony A6000, then get this lens. The king before this was the Samyang 12mm f2 for its very fast f-stop and very wide angle, but now the Sigma has trumped it for the sole purpose of being 1.4. Now what does that mean? 1.4 means that by setting the f-stop so low to 1.4 means that you can reduce the ISO on your camera, creating less digital noise in your shots while still obtaining the same amount of light. Another great thing is that you can set your camera shutter speed to 21 seconds instead of 30 seconds, which creates less star trails, which unless you're actually looking for this on purpose, it is great if you just want to take simple astrophotography shots. Now the one negative point which brings me into the video aspect of this, really great focusing during the video. I will now show a sample shot of for the vloggers. You can easily use this lens for vlogging. It is wide open enough to use for your vlogs. It creates a nice blurry background and it really focuses great on your face. So guys, as you can see, I am using the internal microphones to the A6000. I'm recording myself with the 60mm. You can see it perfectly blurs out the back behind me. This is low light area and you can see at 1.4 it is recording perfectly. The picture looks great. And you can easily use this lens for vlogging, or you can use it for vlogging, you can use it to record yourself documentaries because it really separates the subject from the rest of the background. It's a really fantastic lens to do that. Look how beautiful that background blur looks of the train behind me. It is really fantastic for video blogging, selfies, whatever you want. Now the one negative thing which I noticed whenever you use this lens on the Sony A6000 with the built-in Sony A6000 microphones, the one negative thing you'll notice is that there is a little tiny bit of noise from the focus motor. But that is probably the only one negative thing that I have to say about this lens. Now, and what about the conclusions? So, is this lens for you? Yes, absolutely, this lens is for you. If you want to take wonderful landscape pictures, astrophotography shots, or even use this lens for everyday normal shots, or street photography, it can be used for all your needs. It is nice and wide. There is a little bit of barrel distortion, but at 16mm it's difficult not to have barrel distortion. The one thing that this lens is not good for is portrait photography. But while this lens is really not the cheapest option out of all the lenses out there, it is currently the only lens that is 16mm 1.4. And trust me, the quality of this lens, whether it's build quality, the focusing quality, or the image quality, makes up for the price 10 times over. So if you really want what I really do consider the best lens on the Sony A6000, hands down, all hail the new king. I really do suggest that you get this lens. It is available on Amazon. You can find it in the link below on Amazon, and by clicking on the link below and ordering it through Amazon in your country, you will help support this channel. Now guys, thank you for watching. I will be making a lot of videos with this 60mm because I was left flabbergasted by this lens. It is amazing. So I have a lot of video footage. I'm going to be making a lot of B-rolls, and if you really like this video, leave a thumbs up, share this video on your social media, because that is the best way to get the news out there about this lens and how great it actually is. Guys, do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and if I can contain my excitement about this lens, I will see you in the next video. So if no videos come out, then that means that, well, this lens got really the best of me. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.